happy opening day, and welcome to the first episode of Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller. That's Ian Nicholas. That's Dylan Pescatore. They are your broadcasters. They'll be in the booth all season long. And guys, we are celebrating 100 years of Cape Cod League baseball. That is a lot of years. Ian, how excited are you for this season to begin?
I can't even count that high, Sammy. But look, it may not be the Firebirds' 100th season, but it's just a special season for the league. The league's done such a great job of promoting this, and we didn't get to see the Firebirds play yesterday at Fenway, so this is the first real test for Kelly Nicholson's crew, and we can't wait.
And Dylan, just the emotions of walking over here, and it's opening day. How excited are you?
I couldn't be more excited. I didn't sleep last night either, so running on no sleep, but these Firebirds are ready to go, and so are we.
So let's get into the action. So we have a right-handed pitcher from GCU, Daniel Avitia, and he's going to be on the mound for the Firebirds. Ian, what could we expect from this pitcher?
Well, the Grand Canyon product knows Orleans well. Why? Well, his brother was a catcher for the Birds back in 2019, now playing in the Cubs minor league system, but his younger brother, he has a two-pitch mix of a fastball and another pitch that he's working on in the changeup. We're going to see that tonight. I'm really curious to see how that changeup really develops for him. But a guy who, in 2 years in the WAC, has been really dominant. And we were maybe expecting Cam Leiter today. He's going to be the starter probably tomorrow in the home opener. But Avitia is someone who throws in the mid to low 90s who doesn't walk a lot of guys. He knows how to keep the game in front of him, and they need him to get 4 or 5 good innings tonight.
And there are also a lot of big bats in this Birds lineup. Dylan, can you break down a few of them for us?
Yeah, I think Coach Kelly Nicholson has done a great job in setting up his lineup. Speed at the top with Austin Over, and led the NCAA in triples, has great speed, and it helps him defensively in center field as well. And if he can get on, along with a few guys up the top, don't let Owen Carpellotti come up and hit a few over the fence. As he said in our interview earlier in the offseason, he loves to hit dingers, and I think that's the plan for the Firebirds today.
So we know about the Firebirds. Now let's talk about the Harbor Hawks. So, Ian, what do you think some things to watch out for this team?
Well, this was an 8-win team in 2021 that somehow, some way, under first-year manager Eric Beattie, was able to turn it around, win over 20 games last season, and they were shut down in the second round of the playoffs to Bourne, who went on to win the whole thing. So my big thing is, I understand it's a completely different roster this time around, Sammy, but was it a fluke, or is Eric Beattie really just one of the best young managers in all of the Cape, one of the best young managers for summer ball in the country? That's the one thing I'm looking out for, because Hyannis, there's a lot of losing. It was a lot of not fun days from McKeon Park for a few years. Can the fun continue for this team this season?
And of course, anytime a player goes onto the diamond, they want to win games. That's the goal. But it's opening day, so I think the stakes are even higher. So, Dylan, what about you? What is your biggest key to the game?
I think the key to the game for the Firebirds is create traffic on the bases. I think they have a lot of speed in this lineup. You talk about Jake Casey. I mentioned Austin Over, and if they can kind of get into the mind of the pitcher, Mitch Ferris, the starter for the Harbor Hawks today, I think the big bats will come through and be a few crooked numbers on that scoreboard for the Firebirds.
And Ian, what about you? What is your key to the game?
Look, right now, given a lot of temp players on this roster, although Dylan has mentioned there's a lot of great position players, the pitching is a little thin. There's not a lot of bodies, period. So Daniel Avitia, we already talked about him. Sammy, if he doesn't go 5-6 innings tonight, I know it's summer ball, but really he needs to put on a strong performance and work efficiently, because who really knows what this Firebirds bullpen looks like right now?
Well, I'm excited. I know you're excited. I know you're excited as well. And we have another person who is extremely excited for opening day. That is our writer, Brendan Nordstrom.
Hello and welcome to our first of the season, our Writers Report. I'm Dylan Pescatore. He's Brendan Nordstrom. Brendan, nice to have you. Introduce yourself.
Dylan, I'm honored to be on. I'm Brendan Nordstrom from West Bloomfield, Michigan. I'm a journalism major from Boston University, and I'm excited for this summer.
Brendan will be at every game, as us broadcasters will, along with Sammy and the rest of our wonderful interns. Brennan, let's start with a little bit of meat and potatoes. 3-hole today, Aiden Longwell coming from Kent State, and if you look at his baseball reference, it's gaudy.
Oh, man, Aiden Longwell is one of the most exciting players on this roster. He's a great pitcher. He's under a 2 ERA. He's a great hitter, and he's a great football player. Check his football reference page, too, and he put up numbers in high school.
A multi-sport athlete at that. Now, Brendan, we also have a few Firebirds that are coming back for their second season.
Yeah, one of those is Cam Jones. He's batting in the 2 spot. He comes out of Georgia State. He set the record at Georgia State for stolen bases, so a lot of speed there. Another one is in the 9-hole. We have J.D. Urso from University of Tampa. And J.D. played last summer. He bat .374 at U Tampa this year. And he bat just under the Mendoza line last summer in Orleans.
We also have Andy Blake along with Chris Clark returning. So 4 returners for the Firebirds. Now, Brendan, a topic that you were really interested in were the rule changes coming to Cape Cod and the Baseball League here in 2023. Tell us more about that.
Yes, I think the biggest rule change is, of course, the pitch clock, a big thing in major leagues that got introduced this year. 4 teams will have the pitch clock installed, one of which is Orleans. It'll be like the same as the Major League Baseball, the same rule set, and it'll hopefully speed up games throughout the season.
So less time between pitches, less time between at-bats, and more baseball with the same amount of outs, 54 in 9 innings. That'll do it for our opening episode of the Writers Report. Brendan, thank you for coming on, and hopefully a great season ahead for the Firebirds.
I am now joined alongside the Tampa infielder, JD Urso. JD, this isn't your first opening day. You were with the Firebirds last season, but how special is this opening day of 2023?
Oh, it's very special. You know, we got a few returners, and so we're starting the year with a little more culture. Have a little more idea of the direction the club's going to go this year. And this opening day is pretty special for me because the Harbor Hawks have 4 University of Tampa alumni in their coaching staff. So not only do we want to get off to a good start, but I'm not trying to give away any bragging rights.
Definitely not. And because you have experience, what's a piece of advice that you have even given your teammate or that you would give your teammate that's its first season this year?
Yeah, Coach Max Fesky always talks about you're 0 for 0 with a chance to help your team every at-bat. And, you know, that would be my advice for all these guys. You know, obviously this level of baseball is very challenging. I really feel like you have to keep a even-keeled personality, can't get too high, can't get too low. And, you know, we're going to play 54 outs tonight and hopefully stay even-keeled the whole way.
And what is something that you really want to hone into this summer to work on in your game?
For me personally, I'm trying to hit for some more power, you know, make contact in the air a little bit more. And honestly, I'm just looking to help my team in every way possible.
And is there something that's outside of baseball that you're looking forward to this summer?
I would say, honestly, right now, I just want to go see if we can get a chance to win this ring this year. You know, get those Firebirds on top, go back home with a Cape League ring, be able to show it off with my teammates.
I love to hear it. Thank you so much. Good luck tonight. I am now joined by Firebirds manager Kelly Nicholson. Kelly, happy opening day.
Happy opening day to you, Sammy.
And you have 22 years with the Firebirds, 18th as manager. Does it still feel like your first opening day?
It does. I was telling somebody the other day, and I told my wife before I came out here, I'm excited, as excited this year as I've ever been. So it's really great to be here. And we got a beautiful day and kind of have an early start, and I'm anxious to watch our guys play tonight.
And it's 100 years of Cape Cod baseball. What does that say about this incredible league?
Yeah, it's incredible. When you think about all the volunteers and all the staff and all the interns and all the players that have played in this league, it's really impressive. It's really impressive. And then you know, it doesn't cost to go to the games, and it's super family friendly, and I think it's why it's the best. You know, it's the best league in the country. We think we have the best players in the country, and it's just such pure baseball.
And these rosters are going to be very fluid. Some players that you have are still playing college ball. Some are now coming back. But what do you think is one of the biggest adjustments that these players have to make coming from their collegiate teams over to the Cape?
Well, they're going to be playing 5-6 nights in a row, and we get a rain out that might be 10, 12, 14 nights in a row. That's an adjustment. Playing with the wooden bats is definitely an adjustment, and facing good arms every inning of every night is an adjustment. So, you know, it's the best of the best. It's the cream of the crop, and what makes this league so great and so special.
And of course, every manager wants their team to win. That's a given. But what about the life lessons? What do you want these players to end of the season in August? What do you want them to take away from this year?
Relationships, friendships, you know, people they meet. That's what they're going to remember, and that's what's going to last them. I was just ran into Sean Casey. You know, his son Jake is playing with us, and we had a nice visit. And he goes, "It seems like just yesterday I was playing here. It was opening day," and he was taking a video. I think Sean played at Princeton, and he was sending the video to one of his teammates that he played with here on the Cape. You know, and those are the things that you remember, and that's the very best part of this league. Has been for me the past 22 summers, and will continue to be for as long as I'm here.
And Coach, it's game 1 of 44. A long way ahead, but what are some expectations you have for this group?
Well, we want to do things the right way. We want to play the game the right way. We want to play it with some discipline and some respect. And, we expect our pitchers to command the zone, and we expect our hitters to, put the ball in play and play catch defensively and run the bases mindfully. I think that those are the 4 ingredients to success in a baseball game. So we'll see how we do tonight. Like I said, I'm looking forward to watching our guys play. I'm really looking forward to seeing Danny Avidia on the mound tonight. Super excited to have Danny on our staff.
I am as well. Well, thank you so much and good luck tonight.
Thank you, Sammy.
Well, that's a wrap for the first episode of the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcasting Network. Make sure you tune in at 6 o'clock for the first pitch.